Welcome in, guys, into my Cowboys versus Lions Week 14 game recap from last night. And you know what? It was a really good game. Really good Thursday night primetime game. Really it got you set really for the week. And it was one of those games. Like, again, there's been a couple of times, like we was on primetime against the Eagles a few weeks ago, and it was like, oh, very defensive minded game, which I don't mind, but you're sitting there for 3 hours. But yeah, it was a really good game last night against the Cowboys. And again, I'm not gonna say, oh, but we're as currently as we stand, we're 8-5 right now in the NFC North, and then for the Cowboys, we're 6-6-1. So, you know, we start off really good here. We have a fourth and 18 conversion from Bates to get us ahead, and then you have you have Williams, who gets the Cowboys back in. So again, it's 3-3. What I liked here though is that you had Jameis Williams, who was it was first and goal, and well, it was second and goal, and Rutledge is blocking Kenny Clark. Kenny Clark's looking confused, like what the fuck is going on, and ultimately that leads to Jamar Gibbs getting the touchdown to get us in the lead in the second quarter. And then the Cowboys get back down the field again. It's 6-10 in the second. Still in the first half. Then later on, Montgomery going at that again. I said in the preview, get at this Cowboys defense. It's very gettable. They should have maybe targeted Jared Goff a bit more. Again, I said in the preview, like, if you want to get at this Detroit defense, this offensive line, get at the offensive line and get at Jared Goff. I don't think they really attacked Jared Goff as much, but they didn't attack him as much. But there was what I liked here is that you could see that Tate Rutledge, he had a pretty decent game last night. I think he really overall had a really good performance last night on that offensive line. And Montgomery was good last night. He got himself a conversion to get us at 16-7, and then with the 2-point conversion. I thought last night as well that there was a couple players last night that I thought Robertson and Barnes were great last night in the secondary. I thought that they really gelled well together. And there was a couple of times where they was teaming up on Javonte Williams and getting at Dak Prescott and stuff like that. They were really good though last night. You had Barnes who turned over the ball when it was like late in the second half, and then that also leads down to Isaiah Tesla getting a conversion when he was playing a 2nd and 18. To get us like 16-27, going after the halftime, it was 16-27, and then ultimately we turned over the ball from flurry of the Cowboys. He turned over the ball to make it 19-30, and then this is what pissed me off. Like, we wasn't that defensively. Yeah, we gave up 30 points, which again is not the best. But there's one point here, and I can't remember what play call it was, but it was you had Jake Ferguson and the Cowboys around the attack, around the offense, and Dak's trying to find somebody. He finds Jake Ferguson. It's like, what the fuck is Brian Branch doing? Why the fuck are you not with your guy and defending him and make sure he doesn't get to the end zone? Ultimately, that didn't work, and Ferguson gets the Cowboys in, and that's only at this point a 3-point game. But it didn't really matter because Jamar Gibbs, who again, he was great all night. He was the MVP all night. He really put in a really good performance, and gets himself his second rushing touchdown of the game, take it 27-37, and then later on in the fourth quarter to really finish it off here, Jamar Gibbs had 3 rushing touchdowns. He had a great game. Wins the game for us to make it 44-30. And Jamar Gibbs, like, he's tied now for the most touchdowns scored before the age of 24. He ties Barry Sanders, who again was legendary in the 1990s. Didn't win anything with Barry Sanders, but again at the same age, in just 3 seasons, Jamar Gibbs has has got has got the same amount of touchdowns as what Barry Sanders had back in when he was 24. It's just great. Yeah, before the even well, Jamar Gibbs isn't even 24 yet. So before the age of 24, he's got the most touchdowns before anybody. He's tied with Barry Sanders with the most before the age of 24. It's just fantastic, and it's one of those again we got in like 3 years, like maybe that 2022 draft. It's just crazy to think that, you know, it's that is just one great thing is when you know how to work the draft. And I always say this with the Eagles, like the Eagles and the Chiefs are the masters that work in the draft. But you've got to give Brad Holmes, like the last couple of years, like he's given a, he's got some good gems out of the draft, like Jamar Gibbs, Amos St. Brown, Jameis Williams. Again, those are again. Remember 3 years ago, we could have gone for Chris Olave. He went to the Saints. He's a good. Again, I do like Chris Olave as a wide receiver, but yeah, there was a time that maybe we could have gone for Chris Olave. Which again, it just shows that when you work the draft and again, you kind of know and you have a GM that knows what the fuck he's doing. He maneuvers around the draft. It's great stuff. Now again, this was a good win. We needed this win, especially if you want any kind of wild card playoff contention this year. But we've got to start again. We've got to start playing like this more often offensively. Defensively, we weren't too bad. Again, there was a couple of mishaps, like the Brian Branch thing. But offensively, we need to start playing like this because we need to start building up a rhythm. And I think that we've had these performances this season where we've been good in some games, like against the Commanders, even though they've been bad as they have been this year, and then other teams, and then we go up against a Super Bowl and a fellow Super Bowl contending team, in say the Eagles or the Chiefs or even like the Bills last season, and we just don't know how to really manage or we're not offensively or defensively in control of those games. But yeah, we have a big test next week. Week 15, we have the Rams on the road. So it's going to be a tough road game. Especially when you look at how the Rams are playing the last few weeks. Again, you look at Matthew Stafford. He's back to the Matthew Stafford of 2021. And of course, it's his old team of the Lions. So he's going to definitely be up for that. At SoFi Stadium. So yeah, overall it's a good win. Jared Goff had a good game. 309 passing yards, 25 out of 34 throws, a touchdown as well. Again, it was a good day for the Lions, and we beat the fucking Cowboys. Sorry guys, I know you've been good the last few weeks, and even with that bad defense, Dak wasn't too bad last night, but yeah, we needed that one pride, baby. We needed that win, and it was huge. Especially when you've got fucking Bears football who are leading the NFC North. We cannot be having that shit, man. The Packers are second. Yeah, it's not good. So, we've beaten the Cowboys. We need to absolutely beat the Rams on the road. It's gonna be tough, but hopefully we can pull out a win. And we'll be 10-5, and we'll hopefully be right in there. But yeah, anyway, that's my thoughts, guys, of the game. Leave your guys' thoughts on this game in the comments, and I'll be back. I'm gonna be back Sunday because I've got a little special video going out. Well, so yeah, bye guys.